BanjoBenClark.com. I am Banjo Ben, your host here on the website that teaches you how to play the guitar, the banjo. This week is Mandolin week, and we're working on improvisation today. I've got a really cool method to help you get better at improvising. We're going to use Wreck of the Old 97. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to start by just a basic major scale review. We're doing this in the key of G today. Simple stuff. If you're not familiar with that, I do have a scale study that you can check out. Then we're going to establish some basic melody notes that aren't going to change throughout the course of this exercise because we're not working on that right now. What we're working on is all the filler notes. Okay, so then we're going to take the scale and we're going to learn how to connect these melody notes linearly. I'll show you how to do that. And you can take it from this tune to any tune you have. But then it gets even more fun because we're going to peel it back another layer and begin to randomize those notes in between the melody notes. Okay, so that your mind begins to think about all the different ways you can go from one melody note to the next, all using a simple 7-note major scale. This is about a 30-minute lesson. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, here in a moment, I'll ask you to come over to the website, BanjoBenClark.com, become a Gold Pick member, have access to this lesson, hundreds of others. You can also download the tabs just as I played it, and I have 3 different speeds of MP3 rhythm tracks, jam tracks, that you can download and learn to improvise with me. All right, let's jump right into this one. Today, folks, I'm going to make you better at improvising. That's a pretty tall promise, isn't it? But I think I can deliver on that if you'll hang with me. We're going to use a method that I've termed melodic improvisations, just based off of a major scale. And as we practice and as we learn, as we use it on different tunes, it will eventually become second nature and begin to rub off on tunes that you encounter in your jams in different places. But we're going to use a song to demonstrate this that you're probably familiar with, one called Wreck of the Old 97. We're going to be doing it in the key of G. And so just very quickly, I want to just brush up on our G major scale because that's what we'll need today. If you're not familiar with the G major scale, pause this video, go to the basic mandolin section, watch my G major scale study where I peel it completely apart. But the cliff notes are this. We're going to start on the open G string and just play up a pattern open 2, 4, 5, G, A, B, C. Then move that pattern to the next string. Open 2, 4, 5, D, E, F sharp, G. So those 8 notes form the first octave of a G major scale. And of course it keeps going. But we're not going to worry about that so much today. A little bit at the end. Now let me tell you the method that we're going to use here because this is pretty important. Let's go ahead and throw up the first line of tab there and you'll see that this first line is a very basic melody. What I've done is I've taken this song and stripped it down to its essential melody. And what we're going to do is keep those essential basic melody notes going throughout the whole exercise. Okay, so we're going to play it through 3 times, but each time we play it, we're going to add something from the scale to demonstrate the role that the scale plays in our playing and in our improvisation. So let's get this basic melody down pat. You might even want to memorize it. It's not a big deal. And then we will expand from there. Now we're going to come in on the 3rd beat of the first measure here on the 4th fret. So we'll go 4, 5, and then measure 3. There we have 2 half notes on the open D string. Come back down to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get to measure 5 there. Changes to a C chord. We're going to play 2 half notes on the 5th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last measure of that line. 2, 5, 2. So let me just play measures 2 through 6 there for you very slowly. And then later on, I'm going to play it much, much slower for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to measure 7. We're just establishing the basic melody here, just getting you familiar with it because we're going to need this to go on. But we have a bunch of half notes here, starting with a open D, 5th fret, go up to your A string, back to the 5th fret, and then we're going to hang out on the 4th fret for a measure and a half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then we have another open D at the end of measure 10, and measure 11, 1, 2, 3, 4. So quickly I'll play 7 through 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. We get to measure 12. It's pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Go back to a C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then measure 17, we play the last note of that basic melody. So you might want to just pause the video. If you're here on the website, you just click over there to download the tab. And maybe just play through it and get familiar with that before we begin to build here. But let me tell you what we're going to do first. The first thing we're going to do is what I'm going to call add linear scale notes. So what we're going to work on doing is taking the basic melody and connecting it with notes that are in our scale, but make sure to play them linearly. We're not going to skip any notes. So whenever there's opportunity to use the scale to go from one melody note to the next, we're going to do that. This is a great exercise to do with any tune you have, okay? And we're going to stick to the G major scale, even though it switches to a C and a D chord, because those are 4 and 5 chords in the key of G, and it works, okay? So whenever we have an opportunity, we're going to do that. So you're going to need to have this G major scale tucked away in your head to see how this works. But you can see all of our original melody notes that we just learned there outlined in red. That helps us see what's been added. So we're going to walk into measure 19, and nothing's changed yet until the end of measure 19. I'm looking ahead into measure 20, and I'm thinking, where is my melody going? Well, my melody is going from a D note there in 19 down to this 4th fret, measure 20. So I want to get there. How do I get there? I follow the scale. So there in the last measure in 19, I'm going to start on my D string and just come down the scale. See, if I was playing up and down my G major scale, there, see, I just grabbed part of my G major scale that leads me from this melody note to this melody note. Now check out what measure 20, what the melody notes do. They go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want you to just kind of imagine, like, you know, if it was on a slide. Bum, bum, bum. We're just going to follow the scale down to here, then follow the scale back up to here. That's what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how that works? Now, if we practice this enough, I promise you, it will become second nature. And then that's when it starts shining through in your improvisation. I'm here in measure 21.